Wow, am I so grateful for my mentors. Man, I have no idea where I would be. No idea where I'd be without my mentors. So, hello, my name is Robert Hollis. We'll get started just in a little bit. I'm going to actually reach out to the people that are jumping on here live. Melody, thank you so much for being a incredible super chatter. The people that donate and super chat is money that actually goes to children that are not with their biological parents, and so orphans, foster, kinship, all of that. So I love and appreciate you guys. Hey, Craig, how are you doing? Bill Shoemakers, glad to have you on there. I'm grateful for you as well. Dustin, Arthur, Vernay, and there's Kai. Bless Sunday. Hi, John Tier. Hi, Sandy. Great to have you guys on here, and it's a minute in. Hello, everybody. This is Robert Hollis. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day. And today's subject, grateful for my mentors. Grateful for my mentors. Sometimes I just kick back and I think about where I would be if I didn't have mentors that guided me. So even when I was young, I had people that I learned from. I learned how to clean auto parts and how to be able to assemble motors and build a race car and fabricate a race car and build it from the ground up. And it's amazing. I actually got an old 57 Chevy that was a four-door Chevy. And I asked the guy how much he wanted for it. And he said, "Hey, listen, if you can get it running, you can have it." See, I don't think that he believed that a 14-year-old could actually get a car started. Hi, Deborah. And so I would get up early. Thank you so much, Deborah, for being a super chatter. And one of the things that I would do is I would get up early before I'd go to school, and I ran this long extension cable to a old battery that I found, and I would charge it up. And then what I would do is I would go out there and I'd pour little bits of oil in the cylinders because the motor was locked up. And every day before school, I would click the starter and do my best to try to move it just a little bit until I broke it loose. And so then once I did that, I took the heads off, put a gasket set in it. It believe it or not, it burned bad oil because the rings were seized up. But I emery cloth the cylinders the best I can. I learned all of this from working with a couple of guys in a garage that built their own race cars, and I would volunteer my help so I could show them. So I had a running car that I owned at the age of 15. So back in Montana, you could get your driver's license early if you helped out farmers and stuff. And it was like, when I was 16, I built a V8 Vega. Get this, you guys. I seen in a hot rod magazine that Grumpy Jenkins, this guy, put a V8 motor out of a Corvette into a Vega. And so just by looking at the pictures that they had, I did that. I knew how to fabricate. I knew how to weld. I knew how to cut metal. I did it all. And so at the age of 16 years old, I have a little Vega, 2,100 pounds, that had this 500 horsepower motor in it. And so we always see people that are over average, right? But I believe those over average people are people not only with the desire to learn, but the people that actually seek out mentors in what they're doing. And see, so a lot of people out there in this world, they are sitting around wishing that the mentor or the coach is going to knock on their door. That, hey, I'm here to teach you on how to be happy. I'm here to teach you how to be fulfilled. I'm here to teach you how to go from an ordinary to extraordinary. And so I just kept working on that. And I had an uncle that I really, really admired. And he said, "Robert, if you're a good mechanic, you work good with your hands." Because I rebuilt snowmobiles, I rebuilt, go-karts, made go-karts from scratch. Just I worked on everything. and I delivered papers. That's where I got my money, mowing lawns. And so when I delivered papers, I would always look in their garage and look in their backyard and look for, things that didn't work anymore that I could repair. And then once I repaired it, I would sell it. Lawnmowers, you bicycles, anything. And so, and by the way, you know, I didn't have parents. So instead of hanging out and getting in trouble, which I did too, but it was like I was hanging around people and learning stuff. So my mentor, my uncle said, Robert, you should go to a tech school. Find a really good tech school. And I got into it. It was the North Dakota College of Science, and I became an automotive engineer. And so I just kept working on my craft, kept hanging around. So I always wanted to move to California. So I move out to California, get a job with Roger Penske, multi-billionaire. He's got tens of thousands. Last I heard, like 70,000 employees. And I offered to work for places like that for free. So some of you will know these names, but it doesn't matter, like Victory Race Cars and Hooker Headers and Edelbrock and MD, MD Ignitions. I would work at all these places for free. And then I also would be a crew chief for a NASCARs, you know what I mean? And that were racing during the weekend. And then eventually I started doing pit crewing also for the NHRA, National Hot Rod Association. So then me and a friend, David Beckley, he came out to California because I was telling him how crazy it was out there. And me and him built a pro stock drag car that actually raced professionally. I have a video of it on my, so I went from, building race cars to, owning one and racing one. And then I got hurt. So my whole life disappeared. My whole life, my identity, I wanted to be a crew chief. That is what I'm going to do. So that was like some of the worst 9 months of my life. You know what I mean? Because I was working on workman's comp. I lost everything that I was paying payments for, the cars, the motorcycles, pawned my toolbox, everything. I didn't have electricity. Things were rough. And when things are rough, the first thing I would ask you is, who inspires you? Who are you following? Who is your mentor? Because at that time in my life, I was lost because I had nothing to look forward to. See, the only thing that I was thinking is, wow, what if I can't get my knee repaired? And they're telling me they're going to take my workman's comp away if I don't learn something else. And then I have people like doctors telling me, you know what I mean, that I can't be a mechanic anymore. And so I'm going like, oh my God, I just don't know how to do anything else. And of course, if you guys go to roberthollis.com/free, you'll get a copy of my best-selling book from Amazon, because I mentioned my mentors in here, right? And so the next thing that happened is I had a friend call me. You guys have heard the story. Sean Hennigan, he's always going to get a shout out because he couldn't have reached out to me. But he did. He had the courage and said, hey, I met this guy that was making $62,000 a month. He showed me his check on the pay stub, and he's looking for people that he can show how to do what he's doing. If you do what he tells you to do, you'll make six figures your first year, and you need no experience. And I said, hey, I'll drive you. I want to meet this guy. So when I meet this guy, he looks at me and goes, what'd you used to do? And I said, oh, I was a master automotive technician. I worked for Toyota and worked for, professional race cars. He's going, oh my God, you're going to crush this. And I was like, really? And I was saying, well, I am not much of a people person, and I'm not much of a salesperson. In fact, I don't like sales. And he goes, listen, this has nothing to do with sales. And it's pretty interesting, depending on the mentor and the coaches that you choose, where you go in life, right? And I said, what? And it was funny because I wanted to tell this story because there was a new video that I just posted on YouTube talking about Rainmaker. And you know, that's what got me. He looked at me and said immediately, he said, listen, I'll show you how to do this. Can you learn? I said, yeah. And I go, I need $3,800 like yesterday. I need my electricity turned on. I got to pay a couple of payments so the repo man doesn't take my car. I had a pawn loan on it. And you know, I'm going to get kicked out of my apartment by the end of the month. And he said, if you do exactly what I tell you, you'll make more than 3,800. I said, game on. And so my only goal, there's my other mentor, Bill Gould. And so this guy was a few years older than me. And he said he worked at a tire store before he got involved. And I'm going, listen, if you'll teach me how to do that, I don't need, see, I was thinking of this today. And a lot of people go, well, I don't need that kind of money. I don't need all that money. Then that just basically means that you don't want to help other people out. So when people say, you know, really, I don't need to make a lot of money. I don't need, I just need a little bit. If you don't need money and you just need a little bit, you already have it. Stop complaining and be grateful. Because what you're saying out of your mouth and your thoughts is, I don't want to really want to do anything. I'm doing okay. I don't need a lot of money. You're already there. You're already blessed. You already got what you're hoping for. I don't need a lot of money. You don't have a lot of money. So people are like, hey, I just need to make just a little more. What's a little more? You know what I mean? So when you get your vision and you really get out there and you really think about people that you would love to help and what you could do more and what you could do for others, then you do need money. And you guys can check out we did the Mastery of the Science of Getting Rich. It's on the YouTube channel for free. That's Robert Hollis .com/YouTube, or just YouTube streaming here. You guys are watching here, so it's here. So then learning from that mentor, having no ego. See, the best thing there's two things that make my life magical, is my mentor told me to read this book. And he goes, Robert, you got to read this book. And I said, yes, sir. I'll go get it. And he said, when you're done reading it, reach out to me. I said, yes, sir. And I just do it, you know? And so then he reaches out to me and he goes, I reached out to him and I said, I read the book. I said, he goes, what do you think? And I said, I'm a miracle. And he goes, yes, you are. Now you got to start acting like it. And I said, yes, sir. And then he turned around and said, listen, all you got to do, Robert, all you got to do is, if you made $62,000, if I gave you $62,000 right now, what would you do to it? What would you do with it? And I was going, oh my God, I would start paying bills. And he would say, how would that make you feel? I was going like, oh my God, that would be awesome. And not having the repo car a guy chasing me, that would be awesome. Not worrying about whether or not I was going to have electricity or get kicked out of my apartment, that would be awesome. And the other thing I had on my list, once I got my life right, you know, there's a song out there from Player, you know, baby come back, you know what I mean? And, you know, I had told my girlfriend at that time, that's my wife now, 40 years. I told my girlfriend, Terry, that I didn't feel worthy and that I thought she should go back to Montana. And so she was my girlfriend. When I came back to Montana, she came with me out to California. I've learned so much for her. I mean, that would be a mentor on how to be a decent human being. And so all of a sudden, I just said to my mentor, man, I'm going to go back and I'm going to propose to her and hopefully she'll say yes. And thank God she did, you know? And so I flew out there and proposed to her. And all my mentor told me, Robert, listen, get excited. You don't have to know the information, but if you are making this money and making these things happen, I need you to have a vision and imagine and get yourself so in the mentality of emotionally happening. I need you to see yourself, you know, calling Terry. She's coming to pick you up. then we got these rims that, the giant, these giant cliffs that go around Billings, Montana. And he goes, just think about where you're going to be. And that you get down on one knee, and she says, yes, and how you're going to feel. And I was like, yes, sir. And so he said, to make this happen, you just got to get excited and be a daydreamer and have a very clear vision and get emotionally involved in that. Get all your emotions involved. And he said, then I want you to, go out and meet strangers and very simply ask them if they would do you a huge personal favor. Could you help me out? We're expanding a company and we're looking for people that would like to make extra money, or people that would like to make six figures a year with our proven training system. And I go, I can do that. I can talk to people, and I don't care how many people. And he gave me a goal, and he said, hey, listen, Robert, I need you to get 70 people to watch this video. If you get 70 people to watch this video, I promise you some will. And out of the 70 people that said they would watch the video, 11 of them said, I'm going with you. I believe I could do this. And in my very first year in marketing, I made $258,000. I was 27, 28. Next year, 520,000. Next year, over 700,000. I made over $1 million in commissions by the age of 30 because of two reasons. One, I found a person that was documented. Documentation beats conversation. They were documented, but they were also documented in helping other people do it. So he had pictures like I have, testimonials on my YouTube channel. We have hundreds of testimonials. And so I'm all of a sudden, I'm just like, okay, I can do that. And then the second one is I was coachable. See, a lot of people, I say this all the time. There's two kinds of mentalities, right? There's inspiration, and then there's desperation. So inspiration would be something where you've seen someone, and I always talk about being a young kid, right? Because when we're young, no one's ever talked us out of our dreams. So when you're young and you say a girl sees a girl from the United States wins a gold medal in the gymnastics, she's like, Mom, I want to be that, or figure skating, or maybe a guy's like, wrestling or track or whatever it is, right? And so you see a lot of people that other people inspired them, and they had the mentality that, if those people can do it, God's not a discerner of persons. If those people can do it, I can do it. And they're smart enough to say, well, who coached them? And they learn from the same coaches, and they get similar, sometimes better results. You know what I mean? And that's inspiration. The other part is desperation. It's where you're stripped of your ego, you're stripped of your identity, and you're so in desperation mode that that you don't want to change anything. They tell you what to do, and you just do it. So my goal was to get people to watch a video. So all the people that ignored me, all the people that said, get away from me, all the people that told me, I don't know anybody. Do you know anyone that would like to make some extra money? I don't know anyone. See, I had a lot of people say the wrong stuff, but that was not a count on toward of what I needed to do. My goal was to find someone that would watch the video. So I would find people that goes, yeah, I what is this? I go, are you interested? And they go, sure. And I said, listen, let me get your phone number. I'll call you tonight when you get off work, because we didn't have any cell phones. And we'll set a time for you to watch my business partner, my mentor, tell you what we're doing and how we're doing it. And so that was my goal. Now, how many people did I talk to that weren't interested? I didn't care. It wasn't part of my vision. It wasn't part of what I wanted to do. It wasn't me getting stable and not worrying about money and being in despair. It was about me winning my girlfriend back and hoping she would say yes and be my wife. And that's what I was focused on. So I didn't give a crap about what people that weren't at the right people at the right time. He said, Robert, just talk to as many people as you can as fast as you can. You'll find the right people. And I did. I believed him. And with enthusiasm and excitement, I showed people the video. That's it. And I've been doing it for 36 years. So, my question to you is, I tell people all the time, you want to make $10,000 a month? I can show you how to do it. I can show you how to do it. But are you coachable? Are you willing to do what I share with you to do? See, it's like most people I meet, majority of the people that I meet, they would like to change their lives. They're just not willing to do anything. They're not willing to work on their mindset. They're not willing to change their thoughts. They're not willing to do something very, very simple, like I was told to do, read a book and then follow the instructions in the book, you know, and reprogram my mind, garbage in, garbage out. I was willing to do that. I was willing to study and master the science of getting rich, to keep my attitude right, to keep my gratefulness right. See, I was willing to do that stuff. Everything that he told me to do, I was willing to do. So I thought I would just be extremely grateful because without the mentors that I've met in my life that showed me how to do this, I would not be where I am today. No way. I can't I can't fathom in my mind people that are struggling, that are really desperate and they live in desperation and they're the money that's bothering them, they live in despair. See, money isn't everything, but neither is poverty. But money can get rid of despair, where you can make choices and give money to people in need so you get fulfilled. Happiness and fulfillment comes from giving. It's hard to be a good giver if you don't have any money. It gives you freedom. It's like every one of you that are listening to this video deserve that. You're worthy of it. You're enough. Every one of you have had daydreams that you thought that you could accomplish that you gave up on. I don't know how to achieve those things without working with someone that's already done it. See, people can't take you to a place they've never been. And it's sad that we live in the world of the internet today where everyone is saying that they know how to do things, but they need to document and show that to you. Listen, this is what I made last month. Hey, look it. Let me go on Zoom really quick and show you my back office or show you my online banking. And let me show you what I'm making. Step two is can you tell me some people that you've actually helped? Can you tell me some people that you actually helped? And when I look on the string of people here, Melody Ryba's there. And, Melody Ryba is one of my millionaires, one of the people that have made over $1 million in commissions. Craig Jackman, me and him have worked together forever. There's people on here, and you can go to the YouTube channel and see exactly what they've done. So I love and appreciate you. If no one's ever given you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. My mentors did that for me. And I just wanted to come on here and tell, my mentors, Jim Rohn was one of them. He's no longer living. I learned a lot from Fred Herzog. He was my very dearest best friend, and he's no longer living. So, they say that you die twice in your life. Once when you stop breathing on this planet. And the second is when people no longer say your name. And so I will always talk about my mentors. I will always talk about Sean Hennigan because that person had the courage and the bravery to reach out to me and introduce me to Bill Gould. Huh? Some of the other mentors that I've had is Don Fala. He was a virtual mentor. You know what I mean? So, I wanted to learn from the people that had 1 million people active in their group. That's who I wanted to learn from. Not people that get a rank one time and then can't get it again or can't keep it again. Why? I don't understand. It'd be like if you wanted to learn to be a race car driver, right? And you seen someone that won a race, but then you heard that every race after that, they couldn't win, but they also keep wrecking their car. It's like, okay, so you got a pin position one time. It's like, so you won a trophy one time. You haven't won in a while, like in years and years and years. Why would a person follow someone like that? Because they don't have the confidence in their ability or the courage to ask people for their documentation. My mentors, both my mentors, told me never listen to anyone that will not show you they're documented. Don't do it. And so that was a great piece of wisdom. So I love and I appreciate, and I'm so grateful to my mentors, live and not live. And find a mentor, man. Find someone that can show you exactly how to do that. I created an inner circle, and I'm sharing with people that are in the inner circle. You can click join for a whopping $9.99. I can share with you exactly what I'm doing to help other people succeed. And I love and appreciate you. And I ask you to have a blessed day. Do me a huge personal favor. I'd really appreciate it. Share this video with other people. I don't know why people don't grab onto a documented mentor and just do what they tell you to do. So if you're going to learn a recipe from a world champion chef, what do they call him? A Michelin chef. If you were going to learn a meal that they were most popular for, I don't think they would appreciate you using ingredients from, what was that phrase? There's too many chefs in the kitchen. The number one reason I believe people fail in anything in life is they listen to way too many chiefs. So they grab a little bit from all the chiefs and then they try to put a recipe together and cook something, and it's a disaster. So I love and appreciate you. Again, I'll see you on the next video. Thank you, Melody. Thank you, Lisa Marie, Dustin, Bill, Chris. Thank you very much. I'll go back as far as they'll let me. Deborah, again, thank you so much for being a super chatter. Melody as well. I love you guys so much. And I don't know if I've missed any names or said them at the beginning, but if I did, I apologize. So Jody, thank you very much. And love and appreciate you guys. See you soon. Bye for now.